Well, hello, Georgia. You all sound like you're ready to win an election. Let's hear it again for a man I've come to call my brother from another mother, John Ossoff. Let's hear it for our amazing mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms. And for a woman who saw the vision and believed that we could do this when others said we couldn't, Stacey Abrams. I cannot tell you how honored I am to be with you in this defining moment in American history. And I'm grateful just to be here with you as we welcome back to Georgia a man who won Georgia. And yesterday, in spite of all of the shenanigans, we awarded him the 16 electoral states from the great state of Georgia, President-elect Joe Biden. We congratulate him and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Georgia, you did it! We say to America, welcome to the new Georgia, welcome to the blue Georgia. But our work is not done. We're just getting started. We say all the time that elections have consequences. But I have to tell you that after going through what all of us have witnessed these last several months, some 300,000 American souls that have now perished, to say that elections have consequences feels like a gross understatement. Elections, as we have learned tragically this year, are a matter of life and death. And so vote, Georgia, like your life depends on it, because it actually does. Are you ready to win this election? The four most powerful words ever uttered in a democracy are "the people have spoken." And when we stand up and speak, when we make sure no one silences our voices or diminishes our vote, we give honor to that great American covenant that we are one people, knit together not by race or ethnicity or national origin or religion, but knit together by an idea, e pluribus unum, out of many, one. And I'm so proud to stand with you this afternoon because I am an example and an iteration of the American story. I stand here this afternoon, but I can never forget that I'm a kid who grew up in public housing down in Savannah, Georgia. One of 12 children in my family. I'm number 11. Clearly my folks read the scripture that says, "Be fruitful and multiply." They took it rather seriously. I'm one of 12 children. And my dad used to wake me up early every morning. He was a veteran, a pastor, and a small businessman, and he believed that you should just get up early and get moving. And he used to wake me up at dawn, 7 days a week, during the school year, during the summer, And he would say, son, get up, get dressed, get ready, put your shoes on. Well, it was summertime, and I was 7 years old. And I'd say to my dad, get ready for what? And I think I stumped him. He said, I don't know, I'll figure that out later. Whatever it is, just be ready. Now, that was a bit irritating when I was 7 and 10 and 12 and 14 years old. But now I'm so glad that my dad poured into me that kind of work ethic, because in this defining moment in American history, I want you to know that I'm ready. I'm ready to be one of your next 2 United States senators from the great state of Georgia. So with that work ethic that my folks poured into me, I went to Morehouse College. I often say that I went to Morehouse on a full faith scholarship. That means I didn't have enough money for the first semester. But I just wanted to be in that place where Martin Luther King Jr. attended. And I got there through prayer and hard work. But I also got there because somebody gave me some Pell Grants and some low-interest student loans. In other words, somebody provided for me a path to the American promise. Only in America is my story even possible. The kid who grew up in public housing goes on to receive 4 degrees, including a PhD degree, and now I'm running for the United States Senate against the wealthiest member of Congress. That's the American promise. And my mother, now 82 years old, who grew up in the 1950s in Waycross, Georgia. You know where that is? Waycross, Georgia. Picking cotton and somebody else's tobacco. Well, the other day, the hands that pick tobacco and cotton, now because we have entered this period of voting, gets to pick her youngest son to be the next United States Senator from the great state of Georgia. And so we got to stand up, Georgia, in this defining moment, because that promise is slipping away from too many of our children. College debt has now surpassed student loans and auto loans. Our children should not have a mortgage before they get a mortgage. That is a burden on them, and it is a burden on the American economy. And so we've got to rise up now in this defining moment. We cannot go to sleep. We've got to get this virus under control. We've got to distribute this vaccine safely and efficiently. We've got to strengthen the Affordable Care Act over against those who want to destroy the Affordable Care Act. We've got to make sure that people with pre-existing conditions are never denied coverage, because health care is a human right, and it is certainly something the richest nation on the planet can and ought to provide to all of its citizens. We got to pass criminal justice reform. Omar Jimenez, a member of my congregation, was arrested on live television while reporting for CNN. The badge he was wearing was not as significant as the skin he was wearing. And so anybody who's looking at this fairly knows that we have to have criminal justice reform. We have to stand by law enforcement, and we also have to hold people accountable. Because the covenant we have with one another is equal protection under the law. That's what it means to be America. We've got to do this. And we've got to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. And so I'm ready. I'm ready. Are you ready? We can do this. We've got big problems and big issues, and that's why we have to stand together. And we can't allow anybody or anything to divide us. Folks who have no vision traffic in division. And so my opponent, Kelly Loeffler, is busy trying to distract the people of Georgia because she can't account for her 10 months. She was appointed, the people of Georgia are disappointed. She's done a good job enriching herself, profiting from the pandemic. But when it came time to give ordinary folks $600 in unemployment insurance, she said that she saw no need. She said it was counterproductive. Georgia deserves 2 United States senators who will not be thinking about themselves, but thinking about the people that we were sent there to represent. And if you send John Ossoff there, if you send me there, I promise you we'll be thinking about Georgia every day. I've got Georgia on my mind. And we're ready to get this done. I've been moving all across this state, talking to folk who've lost livelihoods and loved ones to this pandemic. Now more than ever, we must stand together, and I hear the ancestors ushering us on. I told you my father used to wake me up every morning and say, get up, get dressed, put your shoes on. He'd wake me up at dawn. The thing about dawn is that it's morning, but it's still dark. It's dark, but morning is on the way. Hold on. Joy comes in the morning. The light shines in the darkness. The darkness overcometh it not. We can't control what happens in the morning, but we have to get up and get ready. Get dressed. Put your moral clothes on. Put your shoes on. I want to ask you one last time. Are you ready? I'm ready. I'm ready to stand up for affordable health care. Stand up for a livable wage. Stand up for voting rights and equal rights. Stand up in this defining moment in American history. Let's win the future for all of our children. Put your shoes on. Let's get it done.